Live. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. How you doing out there? My friend and partner LA is here with me to share more solutions, more answers as we develop our tiny house village. So thank you for joining us today. The question today is there's no money in the tiny house village. You're out of money. What do you do? What do you do? Well, LA and I have come up with the solution and the answer, and we want to give you a little video education to educate you and me. We're all going to go to a little, very elementary video that talks about a subject of bartering, which is what we do when we run out of money. So let's listen to this very short video about bartering, and then LA and I are going to come back and develop this topic and answer any questions we think you might have. So here we go with a bartering education here. Let's do it.
Today we're going to talk about the barter system. What is barter? Barter means to trade goods and services for other goods and services without using money. Long ago, people did not use money to buy and sell things. They exchange what they have for something that they need. Let's take a look at this example. Carol is looking for someone to help her tend her garden. Joe needs someone to look after his dog over the weekend. What can they do? Well, Carol loves dogs, and Joe is an excellent gardener. That's right. Joe can help Carol with her garden, and Carol can walk Joe's dog. That is bartering. What are the advantages of bartering? First, we don't need to use money. We can trade using our skills, and we can trade the things we do not need so it will not go to waste. But what are the disadvantages of bartering? Well, one person may not want what the other person has. The items for barter may not be equal. A basket of vegetables is more expensive than a single watermelon. To recap, barter means trading goods and services with other goods and services without using money. How can you use bartering? Well, if I want to have some extra playtime, I can ask my mom to give me some extra chores.
So, LA, what do you think about that? Are we helping out our village people with that video? And what is your thoughts on bartering and money? And I know you've had quite a bit of experience in workshops and teaching and all that. So, give us your take on that video or more about bartering and money in the village.
Well, in a specific village, I guess your first job is to educate people on what money is, what currency is, and how to trade within that community. And then what must you do? Because you might not be able to get it. You might not be able to get everything you need within that community. So you would have to have a skill set where, okay, you're going to have to earn. I'll give an example. Like within the Amish or Mennonite community, there's a lot of barter and trading that goes on within that community where you don't need cash. However, they do have to pay property taxes to the local governments. And the local government, they're not, you can't barter or trade with them. You have to present the one currency they accept, and that's the United States dollar. So, I mean, since we're talking about the United States. So, to give you an example, what the Amish do, they might do bartering and trading within their community geographically, but there might be some equipment, there might be some needs, there might be some tools, or the local government taxes that need to be paid in dollars or whatever the particular government legal tender is. So they'll set up maybe a farmer's market where they'll, well, basically when you trade, when you go to McDonald's and buy a Big Mac, okay, you're essentially, that's bartering too to a high degree because you're trading your dollars for the Big Mac. Now McDonald's changes its policy where, all right, we'll only accept 5 clamshells for a Big Mac, or if you have five tea leaf bags for a Big Mac. Money is what you say it is. Legal tender is currency that's issued by a federal government. The United States is the United States dollar. In Mexico, it's the peso. In the European countries that are part of the EU, it's the euro. In England, it's the pound. So, but if any of those, Germany, for instance, Germany has gone through the Reichsmark, the Deutschmark, and now they're on the euro. So money is what you say it is, and it's really at the end of the day, it's all bartering. It's just certain things you'll accept and certain things you won't accept.
Yes. Now, another way to look at money is its energy. Money is energy. Energy will get you what you need, what you want, what you desire, right? So if you're earning, if you
Right.
have a job and you're earning energy from your job, giving your skills at a job, you earn, you get a check, paycheck in the bank, blah blah blah, energy. So we in this our new mindset in this tiny house villages, let's move away from focusing on money in terms of dollars and Deutschmarks and all the paper that we are been used to in the old paradigm. We want everybody to start thinking about energy in terms of bartering your services, what skills you have. Let's say, for instance, if you're living in a community and the community is, say, an older population, that older population might need house cleaning services. I'm going to do that for them. I'm going to offer my house cleaning experience because I had a house cleaning business for over 15 years. So I have experience in not only house cleaning, but organizing houses. I can offer that to anyone and everyone who has a space that's too cluttered. They want to reduce the thing. So all of us need to take an inventory of what skills we have over the past few years that we can offer to our neighbors, our friends, and family. And so that's what this class today is about. LA has given us a little information on dollars and what the we don't shop at McDonald's, by the way. Forget white McDonald's. It was just an example, but we're not encouraging anyone to shop at or go and eat at McDonald's. That's garbage food, in my opinion. So let's just think growing our own food. That's a good way of barter, a good supply. It's a good bartering exchange. If you're growing food and your neighbor is not, guess what? When it comes time to offer your services and they need something in their house, you can offer them groceries in the way of your garden. So all of us should be thinking about growing something in the garden. And if you have a community where the neighbors are communicating to each other what they're growing, you could have every household in that community growing something different so that you can barter zucchini. Your neighbor might have tomatoes. Another neighbor might have potatoes. I'm actually just starting to grow potatoes in my garden. I had a bunch of tomatoes I gave to my sister who was visiting. I have spinach growing there. I have aloe vera plants. Someone, for instance, might have an injury and they need some aloe vera for healing. I've got it. Let's exchange. What do I need? Let's say I need some potatoes, or maybe say I need something, blueberries. Okay, I love blueberries. So if you've got a blueberry garden, I'll gladly exchange my aloe vera plant for some of your blueberries. So let us begin to think about a life without the dollar bills or the other currency that we're used to exchanging. And let us think more about bartering, trading our skills that we've developed over the years. And here's another thing: what if you don't have a lot of skills? Let us be motivated to go back to school or train on YouTube for the skills that your community might need, like landscaping or lawn mowing. If all the houses in the community are tiny houses, but some of them have a little grass around the house, then somebody's going to need their grass cut, flowers planted. There will be a variety of needs in this tiny house village that will ask for or request your services. So start building your skills, because the more skills you have, the more marketable you will be, and the less likely you'll be in sadness or grief or confusion because you have no cash dollar. Think about Hollywood. Hollywood is full of people with lots of money. And as one guy put it, it's crazy town. It's crazy town. People are on drugs, they're stressed, but they got a lot of money. So let's move out of the mind that you need a lot of money to be successful. You need a lot of money to survive. You need money to eat, all that. Let's move away from that and start thinking about developing the skills and services that you can use to trade with other people. Okay, LA, you have any other words on that?
No, other than you need to basically you have to develop the skill set so you can go in and out or in between both worlds. Because it's kind of hard to be totally self-sufficient unless you have others around you that do it. So I think you need to have the skill set to go in and out. And the Amish and the Mennonite do that.
I think that's absolutely correct in the beginning. In the beginning of developing, growing tiny house village, you need those skill sets where you can go work in a job outside the village, or you can begin to trade inside your village. The more skills you develop that help people inside your village, the less you'll need to be outside the village slaving on a 9 to 5 job 5 days a week, stressing out. So yes, he's absolutely. I agree. Let's develop both skill sets so you can work your 8 hour, your part-time job
Well,
until you
no,
need a
here's
job.
here's what I meant. You can be living in the village uh, and still have a business. And like the typical Amish community, most Amish families are they have family-based businesses. That's the main thing. You're not going to typical Amish person is not going to be working a 9 to 5. They have a family-based business. So let's say you have a Amish wife. She bakes shoe fly pies, among other things, cakes and pastries and cheesecakes and all that. So she bakes is money.
You say that again. We lost you for a minute.
It can be traded. It can be traded for dollars, euro, pesos, or it can be traded for a dozen eggs or a dozen loaves of bread or whatever. Because she's created something. The shoe fly ply and all that. Her husband, he might build, and they both live in a village. They might, and of course they got property tax to pay. So the husband, he might build log cabins or barns or carports, so he can trade he can trade what he made into anything he wants to. He can trade it for dollars or eggs or to pay the yearly taxes on on the farm that they have. So um, if you learn how to make something, that will be served as your money, and then you can
Absolutely.
trade that for anything you want, including government issued legal tender.
Absolutely. So we're just trying to stimulate your creative mind. I think everyone here who comes to this channel has a great mind to create something wonderful, something awesome, something different. And we're creating a new paradigm of tiny house living, minimalism, less consumerism, and hoping that you are going to be able to survive any challenging times that come without money because you're smarter, you have more skills to trade, and you have the ability to be flexible and create the money or the services that you need for your lifestyle. So we thank you for joining us today, and we'll be back again soon with another episode of Viada's Tiny House Village. So everybody have a great evening. We'll see you soon. Thank you, LA. Have a good evening.